guys, Guy in a Wheelchair here, and today is my first video in my Deception of Religion series, in which we're going to be refuting creationist videos on YouTube. If you like what you see and want to see more, then go ahead and subscribe. Without further ado, let's just get into it. We're refuting a video today by YouTube user CyanISpeak entitled Believing in God in 5 Minutes, Scientific Proof, in which he has a Jewish scientist prove that science has discovered God. But I'm not buying it.
My name is Gerald Schroeder. I have a, thank God, a strong science background from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, bachelor's, master's, PhD, 7 years in the physics staff, seen a whole range of atomic bombs detonated.
Okay, so he starts out the video by listing his credentials to make his point seem more valid later, as anyone would. But it just seems like he's confused about what school he went to and what degrees he has. I don't see how that's going to help his points.
Moved to Israel, met my wife, Barbara Sofer, a great writer, and then teach Torah and science. So luckily, I'm lucky that I have the two that come together.
Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now, but remember, sir, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I just hope you're not writing a check that your ass can't cash.
How can a scientist really believe that there's something what we refer to usually as God? You know, is this metaphysical whatever acting in the world or producing the world? And the irony is, the question's really a non-starter. Science has in fact discovered God. And you can talk to the hardline atheists and they will say, it looks like science has indeed discovered God.
What the hell? Science has discovered God. Really? Really? Is that the direction we're going to take this in? And you can talk to any of the hardline atheists and they'll say science is... No, they won't. I'm as hardline atheist as they come, and I totally disprove that statement. Science has indeed disproven God. Science has proven that everything that we know in our universe and the laws of nature can come about by natural causes without the intervention of the supernatural.
Is another billion years. Okay, you start from a burst of energy at the extreme left side of the diagram, and you end up at the far end with the oval. The oval is to indicate expansion in all directions. Of course, because it's a timeline, we can't show that on a single piece of paper. We see here, most amazingly, that on the extreme left edge, it shows a beginning to the universe. Now go back less than 50 years. If I were teaching that at Tech, I might have, a person could lose tenure saying that there was a creation of the universe. It sounds like it's Bible. Because less than 50 years ago, the overwhelming scientific opinion was the universe is eternal. There was never a beginning. The Bible is wrong from the very first sentence.
Ooh, watch out, guys. It's a diagram. But you know what? I'm going to hear him out because this is the strongest statement he's made all video. So, go ahead, sir.
And then we discovered the echo of the Big Bang, the energy left over, which George Gamow, 60 years ago, predicted that if there had been a universe created hot and small, it would have exploded, and the energy would get more and more dilute. Arnold Penzias and Robert Wilson discover this energy that had been predicted overnight. The Bible got it right. There was a beginning to the universe.
Okay, how does discovering the universe had a beginning at all imply God? There's no supernatural implications there. I see no evidence for God in that statement. All you said is that the universe had a beginning. I have a tree in my front yard. It had a beginning. Does that mean it was created by magic? 'Cause I don't think so.
Now the black in the diagram is nothing. It's not a vacuum. Vacuums are within that diagram, within that cone of expansion. Vacuums are empty space, and space is something. The black of the paper around the diagram is nothing. It doesn't fit in our human brain because humans think in a box made of time, space, and matter/energy. No human, as clever as they might be, as expansive as they might be, thinks out of that box.
Okay, I'm really starting to get aggravated now. First of all, even if your line of thinking was true and humans weren't capable of thinking outside of a box, that doesn't prove the existence of a God or any kind of supernatural entity whatsoever. That just proves that there's things in the universe that humans cannot conceive of. And second of all, if humans were incapable of thinking outside of a box, we wouldn't have science. Scientists are unconventional, out-of-the-box thinkers. That's why they're valuable as scientists. What, you think Isaac Newton just stumbled across the laws of motion one day because he was thinking like everybody else?
That understanding was first brought down by Ed Tryon, brilliant human being, in the journal Nature almost 40 years ago. The universe allows creation of something from nothing, provided you have the laws of nature. So if they create the universe, that means they predate the universe.
You know, that's a pretty big claim, and it would be a lot easier to consider your argument if you would present some evidence for what you're saying. But even if the laws of nature do predate the universe, that doesn't prove the existence of a God, and that doesn't prove any intervention by any kind of supernatural being. All that proves is that something was here before us. Something existed in this universe before we got here. That's it.
So now we have a set of forces, we call them the laws of nature, that are not physical, that are able to act on the physical. They create the physical from absolute nothing. And they predate the universe, which means they predate our understanding of time. Put that together, it sounds very familiar. If you haven't noticed it, that's the biblical definition of God.
No, it's not. That's not at all the biblical definition of God. The biblical definition of God is a being who creates, intervenes, listens, and loves, none of which are on that list. That sounds more like a deist God than a theist God.
There's only one nuance that's left hanging. Is that which created the universe, those forces active in the universe. But up to that point, science says you are correct. The definition of the biblical God is predates time, outside of time. God is not a physical being, is a force, and it creates the universe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back up the Jesus party bus. Proving that God intervenes in our universe isn't some little minute, insignificant detail. Okay? That's the only thing that would prove your point right now. Because all you discussed throughout this entire video are things that we already know can come about by natural causes. All you've done this entire video is explain a little bit about the way the universe began. You haven't done anything to prove the existence of a God or that a God had any hand in the creation of the universe. And second of all, science would not say, up to this point, yeah, you found God. In fact, science wouldn't say anything about God, because God's not a part of science. God is not a thought as far as science is concerned. If you cannot prove that God intervenes in our universe, then I'm sorry, sir, but your theory is wrong.